Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us today for the Certificate in Digital Marketing Intake 2 Open Day, organized by the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. The Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, widely known as SLIM, is the apex body for marketers in Sri Lanka. Established in 1970 and incorporated by an Act of Parliament in 1980, SLIM is recognized as the national body for marketing and operates as a non-profit organization. For over 5 decades, SLIM has played a vital role in uplifting the marketing profession through quality education, professional development, industry engagement, and nationally recognized initiatives. Through its business school and professional qualifications, SLIM continues to nurture the next generation of marketing professionals and business leaders in Sri Lanka. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for today's session. To officially commence today's proceedings, it is my privilege to invite Mr. Varuna Desaisa, Assistant Manager, SLIM Business School, to deliver the welcome speech. Over to you, Mr. Desaisa.
Thank you, Ms. Fernando. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, perfectly.
Yes. Good morning, all. Welcome all for Certificate in Digital Marketing. I think this is intake 2. So let me just give me a second. Yeah. So first of all, let me welcome all the students and distinguished guests for the session. So let me start with a quote. So this is your first step towards your career in digital marketing. So this is the certificate course. So the next step would be your diploma. So here as SLIM, we are committed to build your future with future-ready digital marketers, then provide industry relevant practical experience to you, and provide you networking and career development opportunities. So as you all know, we have affiliations with the OPA, National Chamber of Commerce, Sri Lanka, Federation of Chamber of Commerce Industry in Sri Lanka. And as international partners, we have Asia Marketing Federation, the World Marketing Federation, and the Federation of Marketing Research Industries. And also we have affiliation with Emerald Publishing. As international education goes, we have CMI, CIM, and ATHG as the new partner to the SIM portfolio. So in your future classes, you might know these individual partners, where you are able to progress through with these individual partners after completing your certificate program. So why choose us? So we are the national body of marketing education in Sri Lanka, and we are governed by the Parliament Act. So we have globally recognized qualification benchmarked with international standards. We have industry dual practical and career focused programs with real world relevance, where most of our lecturers are industry professionals, where they have the industry experience. You are able to grow your career with a strong alumni network. You are recognized for all the Sri Lankan employers as well as international employers. So you will have professional networking opportunities where you will be provided the access to our national events. So let me speak about the CDM program. CDM program is designed to provide a strong foundation towards digital marketing, online communication ecosystem. As you are aware, so most of we do have the traditional marketing concepts, but however, your online presence towards the general public will go a long way. So because of that, I hope with this program you are able to build your personal portfolio as well as the professional portfolio where your companies get involved in these areas. So the program is combined with conceptual knowledge with practical applications. So we are preparing you for a modern digital business environment, because as far as you know, digital environment is always adapting and changing. So to the, let's say, general public or the consumers. So as far as there was MySpace in the early stages of digital platforms. However, it has been moved into Facebook, then Instagram, TikTok. So all these areas comes under digital marketing. All these platforms can be used under digital marketing platforms, the portfolio. So the program objective is basically understand digital marketing fundamentals, develop digital communication skills, learning digital marketing planning and execution, gain practical exposure in digital tools and platforms, and build competency in digital decision making. So let me have the final thought. So explore and experience. So what we would advise you is not to stop your journey here. So after you complete the certificate in digital marketing, we would advise you to go ahead with the next step in your life, get the diploma. So this is to gain your basic experience and gain your basic skills. And after that, you can move on. So thank you very much for everyone joining. So let me hand over the uh, mic to our moderator. Over to you, Ms. Fernando.
Yes, thank you very much. Um, all right, so the next is it's now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for this morning. Sorry for the confusion though. All right, so Mr. Shanaka Rathnayake is a highly accomplished digital marketing professional with extensive experience spanning digital banking, digital media, performance marketing, and brand strategy. He currently serves as Assistant Vice President, Digital Banking and Marketing at Nations Trust Bank PLC and has played a significant role in driving the growth and success of the Fry.me digital banking platform. Also, his professional journey also includes leadership roles at Mindshare, Momentous. Digital and Mobitel, giving him a wealthy experience and expertise across both the agency and corporate sectors. In addition to his corporate achievements, Mr. Shanaka Rathnayake is a respected visiting lecturer and examiner at SLIM and serves on the executive committee of the Digital Marketing Association of Sri Lanka. He is widely recognized for his expertise in performance marketing, SEM, digital media strategy, and emerging marketing technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Shanaka Rathnayake. Sir, the virtual floor is yours.
Yeah, good morning all. Thank you for the introduction, guys. Hope you guys can see the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, super. So small update, guys. So thank you for the introduction, and I was introduced as AVP for National Trust Bank, but I moved my career, so I'm right now operating as Martech and Digital Strategy Lead for Commercial Bank PLC very recently. So which is why you may have missed out on the portfolio. So that is fine. That is fine. So let's get on with this. So I'm parallelly on another session for a DDM program on the other side. So I will quickly take you through some of the deliverables, some of the experiences that I have gotten from digital marketing, and then how it will be able to help you in your career as well. So what I want to talk about is about digital marketing from the classroom to building a career, right? So yes, you're going through a CDM certificate level program, but think of it as a stepping stone for building your career, right? From here, where do you take your career next, right? So which is why we always talk about not just the theory and then, elements of theory from very theoretical elements, right? Theoretical areas, but we look at in terms of how this can be applied in real life. So always think about that, which is why I want to highlight on this component, right? From theory or from the classroom to building a career. Where do we take it, right? How do we take your digital marketing exposure and what it will give you, right? End of the day, as a person, as an individual, as a professional, how will it help you build your career? That is what matters because you're going to get into a CDM program which will help you create the building blocks to grow your career. Because I will take you through what are the avenues that you can expand yourself to also. So first is first, right? So why digital marketing? Why now, right? As a country, we are in a transition stage right now. So we have over 9 million plus social media users. I think Mr. Yasit will be coming in as your for the lecturer message. Will also give a little bit of idea insights on this. But in high level, Sri Lanka is in transition, right? In transition, and whether we like it or not, there is a gap in the talent for digital marketing, right? Which means there is a wide open market for people who are exposed to digital marketing tactics. The reason is the audience within social media is growing, right? Oh, 9 million plus. Sri Lanka has hit almost 60% internet penetration as of 2025. I'm sure that has now increased more than 60%. And the interesting part is we have a year-on-year growth of about 34 to 35% in terms of digital media ad spend, which means slowly but steadily, the budgets that are allocated in terms of traditional mediums, which means TV, radio, and print, definitely the print component most of the time is slowly moving to digital media channels, right? But at any point, I'm not saying digital will stop or completely take away TV advertising in the country, radio advertising in the country, or print advertising in the country. No, digital will not completely stop any of them. It will play an integrated role, but slowly but steadily, the budgets are moving from traditional mediums to digital mediums, which is why you see a almost 35% year-on-year growth in terms of the spend, which comes to about 18 billion rupees in in rack rates, right? In non-negotiated rates, comes to about an estimate 18 billion annually, right? So that is increasing every year. As we speak, 2027 statistics would also be very higher than this. So we estimate about 20, 24, 25, almost 25 billion in digital mediums is what we estimate and we expect for 2026 to end with. And we have a 82%, more than 82% mobile first internet users. Mobile first internet users meaning people started to use internet using a mobile phone first time in their life, right? So we are Sri Lanka is a mobile first nation, which means the platform which people got to use the internet for the very first time in their life was through a mobile phone. So let's keep that in mind as well. What does it mean to a marketeer? It means that people are always on the move and they're comfortable with mobile technologies, right? So they're comfortable in using a small screen mobile device, right? So we need to think about mobile first approaches in our execution. That is for that simple reason. And Facebook being the number one penetrated social media platform in the country. So in reality, this is a nutshell of where Sri Lanka is heading and why it is important for marketing, right? So with that, we'll quickly move on to the reality, right? Yes, you're going through a theoretical program in the CDM modules, but when it comes to reality, there are few changes, right? Because in theory or in the classroom, we will discuss that channels have separate disciplines or elements on its own. So when I say channels, Email marketing is a separate channel. SMS marketing, mobile marketing, app marketing, influencer marketing, content marketing. Those are all different channels. So in theory, you will understand, okay, each and every channel that you go through will have a specific set of characteristics, disciplines, right? But in the real world, they will merge into each other, right? They will merge into each other. One brief, multiple channels, because your problem, the real life problem will come in one brief, which you are supposed to take it into multiple channels. So you have to think about the strategy first. So I will talk about that also in the rest of the slide. So they will merge it. They will merge it together. So you have to look at integrated media planning, not just digital only, but how do we integrate digital channels also to achieve our objective? How do we integrate non-digital channels like TV, radio, or even print, or even outdoor, right? Integrate into a campaign together and then complement it with digital. That is the real world problem. So strategy follows a clear funnel. In theory, you will have simply a strategy for awareness driving or reach, action, consideration, and engage. If I go through the race framework, or awareness, consideration, action, and retention, right? So whatever funnel that you look at, it will be a linear journey. But in real life, customers are not going through a linear journey. It's a what do you call, Google has defined something called the messy middle, right? If you could read about that in your free time, you'll be able to understand what I mean. Google research have defined what a messy middle is. Messy middle is the customer journey that they go through before making a purchase, from decision making to evaluating to looking at reviews and ratings, and then finally making a purchase. So it is not a linear. It doesn't start from left and end in the right. It doesn't go through A, B, C, D steps. It goes through multiple various steps. So which is what happens in reality. Content calendars drive everything, right? In theory, you will look at planning for content, which is good. You need that planning level. But in real life, the data points, the budgets, approval cycles will drive everything. Because when it comes to real life application, you will have to look at all these, particularly the budget restrictions you will have in real life, right? You will not be able to do everything under the sun and moon, but you have to learn how content planning is done to optimize for the budget and the data points you have, and which will then go through the approval process from your management, etc. Social media, posting consistently. Yes, in theory, we talk about that. You have to post regularly. You have to keep the audience engaged, which is right. However, in reality, things change a little bit. Social media is almost a paid game now, right? You cannot, because the organic reach that you get came down from double digits to single digits, and now it's in percent, in decimal points, right? So the organic reach that you get on your content, right, is now in decimal points. So it came down to about 1.2%, 2.5% of your total fan base. That is the organic reach. But now it has come further down. So social media content is now a paid media game, which means you have to allocate a considerable, or at least a minimum amount for amplification. Now, it does not mean in reality every post that you update on your Facebook page, on your Instagram, your X, your Twitter, your TikTok, LinkedIn, etc., it will reach your audience organically. It does not happen anymore because the organic reach has come down drastically throughout the past. So it is now a paid media. You need to include a amplification strategy to all the content pieces that you do. Measuring reach and engagement, yes, in theory, you will talk about that, but in real life, you need to look at measuring the cost per acquisition, the revenue attribution that comes into that. What we call the marketing return on investment, right, is what you are supposed to measure in real world. So within the classroom, or in the sessions that you're going through, you will learn about how to calculate those as well, right? So moving on, marketing planning should be done in a systematic way, right? There is a reason for me to tell you this. digital channels marketing has become so simple in today's age, and complemented with AI technologies you have out there, it is so easy for anybody to create a Facebook page, create a profile picture, a cover photo, and even a 3 or 4 week content calendar in less than 30 minutes, right? Not just a content calendar, you could even create the content pieces, everything, and then get it published on your Facebook page also, all within 30 minutes, right? All within 30 minutes, right? The reason is it is so easy to look at the tactical approaches, right? Which means the execution. You can ask yourself this question, right? You can, how long does it take for you to create a Facebook page? Very easy. Creating a content, you have multiple tools, right? Even Canva will allow you to do that, right? From the sizing to the content options, it'll show. So you can create a Facebook page, start publishing, posting immediately. However, the marketing planning has to be done properly, which is why we have to always look at the diagnosis, right? You have to understand what the problem is, understand what the consumers want, what is the market right now, right? How things are operating, what are the things that are trending right now, right? Look at the customer, the competition, and the company. Company means your brand, your organization, because as an organization, you will be limited to doing certain things. You are not you can't do everything under the sun and the moon, because you are representing a brand at the organization. So there are certain things that you need to do that aligns with the brand. You can't do things that are not aligned with the brand. So simply telling, you look at a brand like Red Bull, right? You don't see brands like Red Bull, however much the audience and whatever the reach is, right? That you don't see them associating with things like uh, music, right? In terms of slow music, like opera music or acoustic music, you don't get to see those brands associating with those particular industries or areas. Why? Because Red Bull is a more energetic, and they are associating with everything that increase the users' adrenaline level. So what I want to tell you is, look at the customer, the competition, and the company, right? What are the things that need to be looked at in terms of the market audit, which is your diagnosis stage, and then understand what the problem, right? Because when it comes to marketing planning, you will have a problem, you will have a gap that needs to be filled. So do the market audit or the diagnosis part first. Then you move on to the strategy, right? Then you move on to the strategy where you look at taking choices about what to target and what you stand for and whom to target, which comes into the elements of segmenting, targeting, and positioning, because objective has to be linked with either achieving brand awareness or brand recall, or it has to increase the sales or the revenue, because the strategy that you develop has to have a quantifiable outcome, either brand building or revenue and sales driving. So you will have to define that first. For that to be done, the diagnosis has to be very clearly defined. So strategy, in summary, is nothing more, nothing less than the laundry list of things that you will have the option of doing, and the ones that you take off that you're not going to do, right? So you have 10 things that you have the option of doing. But you sit down when you plan, you take off the things out of the 10 list, out of the list, and you're left with about 2 or 3 activities. Now that is your strategy, because you are not going to strategy is, in essence, it's about identifying the things that you're not going to do also, because then only you're left with the things that you can do and what are the things that you should give priority. That is the number 2 part. Then number 3, is the actual execution, which you take into account the 4 Ps or even the 7 Ps, whatever you call, right? Technically, the marketing mix element, right? The marketing mix elements, and then execute it, and then execute it with the tactical component. So always go through this process: diagnosis, strategy, and then the tactical execution. Not tactical execution using the marketing mix example, promotions or communications, because digital, it is so easy to do that, right? You can, like I said before, you can create a Facebook page and a content plan, everything, and content pieces also, all within 30 minutes. You can even advertise and boost them in the same third within the same 30 minutes also. So that is straight away going into tactics, but you have not done the audience analytics on the market audit. You have not defined the strategy, but you have straight away gone into tactical component, which is something we should not do. So keep that in mind. In real life, it is going to be penalized. So think about the systems, not channels, right? Full funnel aware, thinking. So in theory, in this program, you will learn about reach, act, convert, and engage, which is called the RACE framework. The RACE framework. So please read about that as well. It will help you think about the customer's funnel from awareness to loyalty. How do we take them through that journey? So think about the funnel, not channel first, but look at the customer's path to purchase and the funnel. Before creating visuals, right? Before creating visuals, look at the inside. Look at the inside. What is the customer uh, truth, right? Come up with a big idea. Then go into creatives. Again, why? In digital, it is so easy to create content. And now multiply that effect by the application of AI tools. You can go all over the place, but think about insights before defining a creative, or even talking to an agency partner for developing the creatives. Have a measurement architecture, right? Have a measurement architecture. This is where most of the audiences go wrong, and most marketers also make the mistakes. There is not enough prominence given for how we measure our outcomes, how we measure our activities. And then finally, the use of technology as an infrastructure, right? Where you look at your CDP, customer data platforms, your CRM platforms. How do we look at automation, and then visualizing of analytics, right? So those are the things that you need to look at in terms of building the infrastructure, because you don't want to spend a lot of time doing manual things, which is where marketing technology or Martech comes into the picture, right? Hope I'm making sense. If you are having any questions, please you can unmute and ask, or let me know. Stop me at any time, right? So think about the systems, not channels, because when it comes to digital, you can be carried away with the channels because there are so many marketing channels. I just named a few: email marketing, SMS marketing, influencer, then content marketing, all of that. It's there's there are so many things that are added as well. Now we talk about augmented reality, virtual reality applications as well. So think about the system, channel comes next. Then this is the strategy development, and in terms of the execution, where do we look at audience, the segmentation, the targeting, and the positioning? Because if you have gone through any marketing programs or basic fundamentals in marketing, you would know, right? The application comes with segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Yes, this has been throughout the strategy. How do we target? How do we segment our audience better? How do we target better? How do we position our product better? Digital has not changed this. Digital has made it easy for you to do this, and do it without making many mistakes. The reason is, now with digital, you can segment better. You can divide the market into multiple groups. You can hyper target your audiences. Earlier, it was all about age, gender, location. That was the basic. But now you have been given the tools to target micro level segments, right? By looking at their behaviors, needs, attitudes. right? More psychometrics you can target, you can segment audience now. This is because of digital capabilities. Now, when it comes to targeting, also it'll take you to the next level. Earlier, it was targeting users on a television advertisement at a particular time and a date, right? Which was referred to as good targeting. Looking at print, it was taking the what do you call, third page, fifth page, or seventh page, the page on the right fold, and then having it in the beginning of the paper, and then giving a prominent place for that print advert was targeting, right? And then, of course, selecting the publication, what newspaper the advert's supposed to go. But that was targeting, you know, that was good targeting in the past. But now, with digital coming in, you have various ways of targeting the micro audiences that you have segmented, right? With the opportunities you have. So from paid media to using programmatic to using third party data to using first party data that you have, targeting can be micro level. So digital is helping you to target better, choosing which segments to go behind. Positioning. Digital will help you to define what you stand for in the target audience's mind. So across all the customer touch points, you will be able to tell the same story, one compelling, ownable position. So, single message across all channels. Example, if you're targeting an audience, when they see you on your social media platforms or on their mobile phones, they will get the same message. When they browse news articles online, they will see your advertisements with the same message. When the audience watch a YouTube video or content on any streaming platform, they will see a video advertisement with the same message. They will go out and then see a digital display or a hoarding, they will also see the same message. That is integrated planning, and you're able to look at multiple touch points to talk about the same message. Not features, not products, because it's one compelling story that will help you to increase top of mind. And what happens end of the day is digital channels will help you to do this, right? So once the segmenting, targeting, and positioning is done, you're straight away going into looking at the marketing mix. How do you customize your product, price, place, and promotion, right? How do you customize your OPs, or the marketing fundamentals of the marketing mix, into getting your objectives achieved? So if it your product, if you're coming up with a e-commerce platform, how do you look at the e-commerce web page, thinking through the user interface, user experience? Where are the drop-off points? How do I look at the drop-off points and ensure that it doesn't happen? Pricing. You have so much of business models coming out, right? There are dynamic pricing models. One example of dynamic pricing models is, take Daras for example. You have 10 people in your friends circle. You can look at the same product with your 10 friends. The price for that product would be different to at least 5 of them, right? You, if you get what I mean, right? So you look at a product that is in Daras and take 10 friends, right? Get them to see the product, the price that they see, it would have at least 5 different prices for the 10 of your friends, because Taras does a lot of dynamic pricing areas, right? So in digital, you can do dynamic pricing. You can have real-time cashbacks. You can have freemium models in your digital exposure. So again, not simply using digital as a channel, but how do you look at the marketing mix to execute? Digital platforms, which is your place. How do you incorporate the WhatsApp channels, right? Because you have to be where the customer are, right? Where the customer is, we have to be visible. If the customer wants feedback and engagement through WhatsApp channels, you as an organization have to enable interactions on WhatsApp. Then finally, the promotion, the advertising part. Yes, not just in simple terms we call boosting. You don't do that anymore, right? We call it boosting. We don't do that anymore. We call it performance marketing, right? Even if it is a simple campaign done for awareness, yes, how can we get the maximum out of it? Can we look at a brand lift study? Yes, an awareness campaign would definitely be looking at the way the efficiency of reach and frequency, but can we go beyond? Can we look at the brand recall by doing a brand lift study on Meta or on Google? Those are the things that are done right now. So not just boosting like we call it in the past, right? So as people who are coming into the digital marketing area or the industry, there are a few things that you need to have an eye on now, right? About email open rates, right? Click-through rates, and we also call it CTRs, right? But particularly from email marketing, the open rate. Earlier, it was how many emails we had, how many dispatch, how many was delivered. That is all. But now we go a couple of steps ahead. We look at the open rates. We also look at the click-through rate. So those are some of the things you need to keep an eye on. The meta advertising click-through rate right now in Sri Lanka, it's less than 1%. Now remember what this means. This means less than 1% of your target audience are going to click or engage on your ad. So that is the baseline. That is the baseline. If you take so if you take a campaign that you're planning to do on Meta or even any digital campaign, it's very much the same. The CTR or the click-through rate is less than 1%, except search advertising, right? Except search advertising on display and video, most of the time the click-through rate is less than 1%. Click-through rate is out of the number of impressions or the times your ad was shown to the target audience, how many times the audience or the target audience clicked or engaged with your ad, right? That is the click-through rate, right? That is a click-through rate. So it is less than 1%. So your planning, your key messaging has to make sure how can that be increased to at least 1.5 to 2%. Keep that in mind. Then the return on investment, right? Return on investment. So you look at getting at least a $5 return on every $1 spent. Now, this would definitely be different from industry to industry, platform to platform. Because if you're selling high ticket values, or if you're in industries like automobiles, uh, real estate, this would be even higher. But even if when it comes to FMCG, you need to look at a base figure. All what I want to tell you is, don't look at this figure, right? Don't look at this figure only. Look at now measuring for every $1 that you spend in terms of marketing budgets in digital channels, how much of return in dollars can you get for $1 spent? Think of it in that sense, because from industry to industry, it would vary. So this is just an industry average, but done globally, not Sri Lanka. 65% purchases are influenced by social media, which means a social media presence, number one, a social media content strategy is important. 47% of campaigns fail to define KPIs pre-launch, which is not a great place to be in. What this means is 47% of the time, when it comes to launching a campaign, marketeers, people, right? People who do marketing fail to define the KPIs. When you fail to define a KPI, you're not able to measure outcomes. When you are not able to measure outcomes, you're not definitely going to be able to show the return on investments. So 47% is a lot. Let's work towards reducing this to at least, single digits, or completely take this off. So we as marketeers should recommend the KPIs before a launch. And then the revenue uplift from personalization is 3.5 times more. What does it mean? Remember, we spoke about segmenting, micro targeting. The more micro targeting you do, and the better segmenting and positioning you do, you have a higher chance of increase in the revenue, because you're personalizing the content for the audience. For example, there are almost 50 plus audience in here, which have 50 different, or you could have 20 different personas, right? Out of the 50 people in this session now, there could be 20 different personas. So as digital marketers, we should be able to send out 20 different messaging or marketing communications to the audience. That will increase the revenue that you get from the campaigns. So what is the opportunity for you, right? What is the opportunity for you? So you're starting your digital marketing career. Some are changing careers, some are trying to switch from different industries to this, some are trying to get a academic qualification by joining this program. All are fine, but just a view out of what is available out there. What can you become, right? What are the areas that you can specialize? Starting from performance marketing. This is where you specialize in advertising. You have CRM and marketing automation utilizing marketing technology. Now, this is a growing area, right? Social media and content marketing, another area that you can get yourself exposed to. Digital analytics. We have very few people in the market for this, right? So you don't, these are not complicated things. How can we be good at web analytics, social media analytics, and at paid media analytics? Those three would be enough, right? Search engine optimization, search engine marketing. Now to this, you have to add AEO, answer engine optimization, right? Because of AI. Then comes branding and strategy for digital media channel. So these are, in summary, six individual different areas that you can improve or specialize in, because there is a market for it, and you specialize in one of these areas, the chances of you getting hired or getting to a better position is going to be definitely increased, because there is a big gap for people specializing in at least these six areas out there in the market. So this is the opportunity that you have. So start your career and get the best out of this program, because the program that you're going to go through will give you uh, the foundation that is required for this. So as a starter, I would like to give you a few things that you can start trying off today, right? So for paid media, for advertising, Google ad account, create it, it's free. Create a Google Analytics account, it is free. You can sign up for a Meta Business Suite or Meta Business Manager, it is free. You can at least work on doing dummy advertising campaigns and campaign setup. You don't have to put a credit card or debit card and start running ads, but at least save the campaigns as drafts and learn how to manage yourself in these platforms, right? So you're used to the interfaces. Then for email marketing and CRM, HubSpot, MailChimp are the easiest ones to try out, and they have a freemium model where you can use certain free tools, free options. Try using them. Get your hands used to these platforms, because that is going to be important. SEO and content marketing. If you have a website, forget all this. If you have a website, I'm repeating, if you have a website, please make sure you sign up for Google Search Console, which is free again, and then get yourself used to how the keywords work, how the keyword traffic work, the sources, etc., and how you can build on SEO. So if you have a website, forget the other tools. If you have a website, please make sure you sign up for Google Search Consoles, because I have seen clients, I have seen people who manage websites but have not even heard of what Google Search Console is. Not a great position to be in. So please make sure you have at least signed up for Google Search Console if you have a website. Then for analytics, one of my favorites is the Google Looker Studio, right? Again, it is free. I'm repeating, it is free, the Google Looker Studio. So this will help you to link your Google Analytics accounts, your Search Console, and by plugging in a few connectors, you can also link your Facebook advertising, Facebook audience insights also into the Looker Studio. So it will help you to create dashboards and automate your analytics journey, right? So start off with something like Google's Looker Studio, which is free for you to start your analytics journey. In fact, the Google Looker Studio will give you ready-made templates. You don't have to do anything. Ready-made templates. Let's say you have a website and you want to create a reporting structure for the web analytics. Simply connect your Google Analytics with your Looker Studio account. Select a suitable template. Within 20-30 minutes, you're ready. Right? So these are freely available. So start using these tools at least from day one. So you will be able to be differentiated from the rest, right? Because you're familiar with these tools. That's the insight that I want to leave with before I finish. And finally, always remember, digital is not a strategy; it's a channel, right? Digital is not a strategy; it's just a channel because uh, the marketing strategy it's still it's still the marketing strategy that you have, right? But what digital does is it helps you to do it better. So always remember, strategy comes first, right? Strategy comes first. Don't think digital first and then look at the execution alone, right? Remember, I told you within 30 minutes, anybody who has zero marketing knowledge can create a Facebook page, create a content plan, use AI, develop content, publish, and even boost it or amplify it all within 30 minutes. Has it been done with a strategy? No. So digital is not the strategy, it's a channel. Strategy comes first. Define the strategy, diagnose, strategize, and then look at the execution. If you make this mistake, if you don't do it like that, you will end up with people saying, digital, I spend a lot of money, but no result. Digital is cheap to use. No, digital is not a cheap medium to use, right? It has its own complications. So if you don't enter to digital channels without a proper strategy, obviously you will make the mistake of spending money without proper return on the investment. Then that is where in real life, right? Not in your classroom, but when it comes to your real life, you will have so much of questions that needs to be answered of for the budgets that you have utilized or spent. So think strategy first and then the execution. And for execution, use digital in all the touch points where the customers are. So that's my message to you. Any questions before I wind up? Any questions? Any questions? All good? All right. Okay. So thank you all for joining in the open day. I would also sometimes meet you in your classroom sessions sometimes. So please take the maximum out of the program and always look at how you can build your career. Remember the career options that I showed you? If you can specialize in one or two or many of them, the chances of you growing or creating a better career for you is going to be increased for sure, right? Because there is a big gap in the market, and programs like this will help people improve their technical and theoretical knowledge so that they are ready for the market. So thank you all for joining in, and hope to see you in the sessions in future. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. And it was an insightful session. We truly appreciate you sharing your expertise and industry experience with us now. And also, it is now my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Mr. Yasit Amarasinghe is an accomplished digital marketing professional, strategist, and educator with extensive experience across brand and consulting environments. He currently serves as a content director at Magic Manga Group. He is also a visiting lecturer at the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. Throughout his career, he has contributed to award-winning campaigns, and also his professional experience includes senior marketing and digital leadership roles with organizations such as SoftLogic Life, Popcorn, and Isoba Sri Lanka, known for combining creativity, storytelling, and also data-driven decision making. Mr. Amarasinghe continues to make a significant impact in the digital marketing industry while mentoring the next generation of marketers. So yes, please join me in welcoming Mr. Yasit Amarasinghe. Sir, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, all. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday. Um, Thank you, Shanaka. I think he has left the meeting. I think Shanaka sort of took us through an extensive. I was also part of the session since the beginning. Let me share my screen. Right. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Excuse me, sir. So you have to share. Yes, now it's visible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Right.
Yes, yes.
Right.
We can see.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so I think Shanaka pretty much covered a lot of areas in terms of technicalities to what sort of a future that digital will play in our lives. So I'm gonna take you all through a little bit of a transformation journey from how it was to how it is now, because I think pretty much everyone here is either a millennial or a Gen Z who is in a transition era in digital, right? Because before I go into my slides, I want to make a little bit of a note here. Because right now we are in a world where everything is digitalized, and we are looking at, and with the artificial intelligence coming in into pretty much everything, our lives, we have this cohesive mix of a digital ecosystem, right? In that, marketing plays a bigger role in terms of marketing has also shifted their gears into a digitalized ecosystem, right? So when digital marketing was merely a concept previously, I'm talking about good 15 years ago, it is pretty much this statement where everyone would say, what is digital marketing? එයාට Facebook එකේ post එකක් දාන එකද? Because Facebook was the only medium which was available long time ago before all of the other platforms started being introduced in terms of marketing. But digital marketing overall refers to this statement, which I would like all of you to keep in mind. It's a digital marketing is using, it's a communication technique deployed to reach customers via digital platforms, and of course in a cost effective manner. I will get into the cost effective manner in the upcoming slides, but I want every one of you to understand why we are here, how have we come a long way from the beginning to now, and how digital marketing has transformed. Which is why, if you look at it, the inception story of digital, it has always been a part of evolution. When I say evolution, not just the evolution of mankind, it's the communication evolution. It's that the technology evolution, the technological transformation that has happened from the 70s to 80s to 90s to 2000s now. Back then, we had land phones where there was no mobile phone. And the mobile phone was invented, it was like a brick or like a massive bloggala, right? But now we have come so far, we have transformed our industry or our technology where we can answer a call just with a small tap on our wrist on our smartphone, right? So when I say why I'm talking about this part is marketing has always evolved with the technology. And digital marketing, of course, has evolved with the communication evolution. Hence, I'm going to show you, you know, when I say in like early 2000s, mid 2000s, newspaper was pretty much the primary source of getting updates, content, knowing what is happening in the country. But we have transformed ourselves into consuming content like memes, getting information, getting updates on our digital platforms. Previously, we used to get DVDs. The film culture, the cinema, the movie culture was on CDs, DVDs. But now it has transformed into streaming, Netflix, right? And all other platforms. When it comes to music, it was through MP3 players to CDs to pen drives to everything, even on cars. But now we only pay like, 500, 600 bucks and we stream music via Spotify or Apple Music and everywhere. And the most important thing in 2010 or 2015, we would advise someone not to get into a vehicle with a stranger. But see how the technology has advanced, how we have become a part of an ecosystem. Now, every vehicle that we get into is a stranger's vehicle through Uber and PickMe. Now, this is what the lifestyle shift that has happened in our lives with the technological advancement or that evolution. Hence, we also have to evolve with the new technology, new platforms that are being introduced. Pretty much, we also have to evolve. We also have to transform with the new platforms that are being introduced. Which is why when you are looking at the digital marketing angle, see, at the start I said digital marketing was pretty much Facebook ke post ekak දාන එක නේද? No. Now we have so much of platforms that are being to advertise brands. And all of us in this class are consumers of all of these platforms. And if you look at it from like a 5 years ago to now, you can see a different trend from an age point of view to usage of these platforms. I know for a fact that when I was starting to use social media, my main platforms were Facebook and Instagram, right? But there is one platform right now that is growing in millions and millions worldwide, which is TikTok. You can see even in the digital ecosystem, you can see a platform shift. The Gen Zs, the kids now, their primary platform is TikTok. Why I'm telling this to you is as digital marketers, I think Shanaka also mentioned this. It's very important to be updated on the platforms and how each of these platforms work, right? I'm just going to show you a real life example. When TikTok was launched in Sri Lanka back in 2019 to 2020, it took by storm. Everyone was using it. And this is my tuk driver who is going through TikTok while he was riding his tuk tuk, right? See, even I would ask everyone who is in this class, I think they also probably use TikTok pretty much every single time, right? Because I'm saying good 10 years ago, it was Facebook and Instagram, which was like the most used platform. But now it has shifted. I will talk about platforms, but it has also shifted among the platforms. People who used to use Instagram, which was like the young and hip crowd 10, 15 years ago, the crowd, the younger generation now, they use TikTok. It's statistically proven, right? And from a point of usage in Sri Lanka, compared to 10 years ago to now, our social media usage has increased from 3.2 million users to 9 million, right? And right now, our overall population is 23 million. And out of that, 51% are active internet users. Yes, there is a good portion who are not into, who do not have access to internet yet, but 51% has access to internet. And out of the 9 million are active social media users. Now, these are things that you have to keep in mind. These are the basics that you need to understand. Which is why I always say something like this. When you are a digital marketer in Sri Lanka, the only focus shouldn't be on digital. You have to look at that entire media landscape in Sri Lanka, right? That entire media landscape in Sri Lanka, if you keep that in mind, it will help you to navigate your digital strategy. There are multiple platforms. There are absolute plethora of platforms, right? But you need to know how each of these things work. Like for me, since we are talking about social media and digital, I always refer to this example. How can you define social media in Sri Lanka? It's like opening a fridge. I'm telling you, everyone in this class, have you had that moment when you are passing the fridge? You are just opening it. Nothing, there is no use for it. But just for the fun of it, you just open it. And isn't that exactly how we use social media? When we are going from walking from one place to another, we just quickly open our Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and we just scroll, right? And when we are on the bus or a tuk or going somewhere and then just have like a 10 minute break, you're on your social media. And this entire use of social media also have changed. And this digital platform usage has changed. I will give you a very good example how digital platforms have transformed the media landscape. Back then, we used to watch TV a lot to catch up on teledramas. We obviously starting from 7 to until like 10:30, 11, there'll be teledramas, right? And we have the time slots for each and multiple platforms. But it was Derana who started, think from a YouTube point of view, started uploading the episodes to YouTube. And now, if you look at it, everyone, the YouTube viewership is much higher than it used to be, and pretty much everyone watches teledramas on YouTube. And now that has given convenience to the person who's watching it, and it gives viewership and revenue to the YouTube channel. YouTube is one of the biggest platforms in Sri Lanka. Now, I need you to understand, to start connecting the dots. How the media landscape is shifting, how the platform usage is shifting. why you should stay curious about these things is the every single time there is a shift in these platforms is as an opportunity for you to be present with your brand, whatever that you are handling as a digital marketer. Mostly the shift between traditional media to digital media is also, there are few reasons I will take you through, but I wouldn't undermine traditional media in Sri Lanka because, again, as I told you, it's only 51% of our population is on internet. There's still a massive chunk out of that 23 million who's still on traditional media. But again, which is why I told, as much as you understand digital media, don't just limit yourself there. Yeah, there are multiple digital tools. Don't limit yourself. Just understand how things work. See, traditional marketing can be very costly, and putting a TV ad, media stations can be very costly, and you don't know your targeting. You can't tell whether who is exactly is watching my ad. Like, you never know who is in front of the TV watching my ad, right? And it takes a longer time than digital to get feedback as to whether my campaign is working or not. So, which is why on digital, again, you can measure. Your measure is quick and agile, and it's very immediate. And even if something is not working, you can understand quickly within like a day or two, my campaign is not working, I will quickly change it and stop spending money unnecessarily. But in traditional media, it takes a little bit of time for you to get the feedback from like a TV commercial that you have used. It will take like 2 or 3 months, right? Which is why we are also seeing a lot of brands are going very heavy on digital. But you shouldn't get on digital just for the sake of it. You need to understand, just like I think Shanaka said before, yeah, it's not just boosting anymore, it's performance marketing. It's not just content, it's strategy and insight. Because these platforms are evolving. Just because you have the money, just because you have the asset, doesn't mean that it will work. You have digital, you have tools, it will work. No. You need to understand. Which is why, if you look at it from a scope point of view, digital marketing is massive. you have a you have multiple ranges of tools and platforms. If you look at it, Facebook has 9 million users in Sri Lanka. It is the biggest social platform in Sri Lanka. YouTube has 8.82 million users. And TikTok, being in the country for 6 to 7 years, has gained 6.7 million users. And normally people who think that Instagram is the highest platform after Facebook and YouTube. No, it only has 2.2 million users. Why are these things important? That's why I previously said there are multiple tools and platforms. But it's essential that you understand each of these platforms. So you should, why I'm telling that is, it's essential you understand how these platforms work. With that, you should craft your digital strategy. Because all of these platforms, each of these platforms offer something very unique, right? And apart from these social platforms to everything, there are new additions. Like I previously said, I think everyone here can identify what this logo is. This is the OpenAI logo. Everyone is a ChatGPT user now. And there are multiple AI platforms that are there. You have Claude, you have Perplexity, you have Grok, you have Gemini, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Copilot. You have multiple things which are helping you. But you should always evolve with these platforms. You need to understand how these platforms work. But the human thinking is absolutely essential. You should amplify your thinking using these platforms and using this, while you as like I said, it's all about evolving. It's all about evolving with this new ecosystem, and all of these AI platforms can help the world in multiple angles, right? But it's your responsibility as a digital marketer to understand how these platforms work and how to amplify your thinking. Why I'm telling that is because if you don't amplify your thinking, if you don't evolve with the technology, you will be a Nokia. Nokia was the biggest phone brand in the world. In a time of BlackBerry to Samsung, when they were starting like a Sony, Nokia was the biggest. But they missed out evolving with the technology, which is where Apple and Samsung and Huawei got the front seat. This is the CEO shutting down the company. We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. So my advice to you is don't lose, which is why I'm going to close my thoughts, giving you a little bit of an understanding how digital can help you. Digital is very economical, can give you real-time analysis, can get your feedback instantly, and it's by far very accurate. I would ask every one of you, if you're getting into this program, being in the program is not just enough. Getting into lectures, listening to the lecturers and the notes isn't just enough. There's a lot of work that you have to do. If you are a digital marketer, if you want to be a digital marketer, you have to get updated with everything. Just like I said before, it's about evolving, it's about transformation. There's a lot of self work that will be put into this. So explore and understand this plethora of tools and platforms that are out there, and get your thinking amplified with these platforms. That will give you a far better insight into evolving with this digital ecosystem, and it will help you to understand when these lectures are being done in understanding the ecosystem, to paid media, to content, to reputation management, to how brand management works on digital, you will understand it better when you have knowledge, the foundation, by your self study. So with that, I'm going to close my thoughts. I will see every one of you hopefully in the first module, Introduction to Digital Marketing. I hope everyone understood what they're getting their hands on into digital will look like. Thank you very much. Hope you have a fantastic Sunday. And I hope to see every one of you in this class in the coming days. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that informative session. Thank you. It is now time to learn more about the Certificate in Digital Marketing program and the opportunities that it offers aspiring marketing professionals. So, to take us through the program structure, learning outcomes, and enrollment details, I would like to invite Ms. Mudita Kandambe, Senior Executive, Slim Business School. Over to you.
Thank you, Meona. First, let me share my screen. I think my screen is visible and I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you again for the inauguration of the Certificate in Digital Marketing program. So, this is the second intake of this year, and I'm Mudita Khandambi, Program Coordinator and Senior Executive at Slim Business School, Kitulwadda. So, let me take you through some important details about this program. First, let us talk about the registration process. I think most of you already registered to the program, and if not, you can contact our BDD officers and enroll to this program. And for registrations, student who registered to this program are request to upload your scan copy of your NIC and also your scan copies of the education certificates to a Google form. I think when you register to the program, our officer will provide you a Google link. So you need to get that Google form and fill it. And once you upload all the documents, you will get the Moodle access and other relevant details regarding this program. So about the coachings, sessions are on every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. via MS Teams. And this is a fully online program. So we will be sharing the joining links via email or via WhatsApp community. You will get the WhatsApp community link within this week, and the classes will commence on 14 June 2026. And about your session timetable and all the necessary details, we'll share to the Moodle and as well as to the community. So you will get an email from our end on 10th June. Once you get that, you can join to the community, and we'll share the session links to that as well. So if I mention some key facts about this program is a 4-month one, and we are delivering this program in full English medium. And as I mentioned earlier, sessions are held on MS Teams, and we are providing the Slim Moodle access on due course to make your study effective and easily. So now I'm going to explain the curriculum of this program. As you can see, this program consists of 6 modules. So module 1 is Introduction to Digital Marketing, Search Engine Marketing and Optimization, Content Marketing, Social Media Marketing, Introduction to Analytics, and Online Reputation Management. So this is the assessment and evaluation criteria. This includes 4 ways. Like to complete this program, you need to do a case study based assignment. It's a group assignment, and we are dividing you into groups and share an email with you so you can go engage with your teammates and do the assignment. You had to complete this group assignment and these Google certifications to get the admission for the final examination. So the 2 assessments are the Google Ads Creative Certification and Google Ads Video Certification. This contains 20%, and group assignment contains 30%, and online examination contains 50% to the of the final grading. So for this final examination, you have to come to our authorization centers. It will mention in your admissions, and also for this case studies, means Slim, Colombo, Kandy, and Matara teams will divide you into groups, as I mentioned earlier. So all these guidelines will share in due course, and gradings will be awarded according to your performance at each of these assessment components. And I'll share all the details in due course, and we are sharing a handbook with you. These details are mentioned in that as well. So both the handbooks and all the details will upload it into the Moodle. And as I mentioned, for get the Moodle access, you had to complete that Google form. You can contact the relevant person you met at the registration point and get that form. Once you fill that form, you will get the Moodle access. And also note that we are sharing this Moodle access after 30th of June. Till that, you will get a OneDrive link with the past recordings and the lecture notes. And after 30th of June, you will get the Moodle access with all the recordings and the details. So, sorry. And as our assistant manager mentioned, Slim Library is now open for all the students. You can come and visit here for your study purposes. And Slim Library will open from Tuesdays to Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And on weekends, 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So also please note that Slim Business School and the library closed on Monday and Poya days and special holidays declared by the state and the Slim. So if you have any inquiry regarding the certificate in digital marketing program, you may contact me via email, or you can simply give me a call or drop a text. So student who registered under Colombo, you can contact me. If you are a person who registered in Kandy, you can contact Miss Sachini. And for a person who registered in Matara, you may contact Miss Hiruni. All the details are given here. You can take a screenshot, or you can just get the recording, so you can contact us via through these details. And if you need to clarify anything, you can just drop me an email to this mail address. It's mudita.n@slim.ac.lk, and for Miss Sachini, it's chamika.b@slim.ac.lk, and for Miss Hiruni, it's hiruni.w@slim.ac.lk. So once you complete this program, you will invite to the Slim certification ceremony, and also you will be awarded at a glamorous ceremony. And I think I gave all the basic details of this program. And as I already told, you can contact me from today onwards. We are working on 9 to 5, and on Mondays we are closed. So you may contact at any time. So finally, I wish you all the very best for your future studies and becoming a successful marketers in the world of marketing. Thank you very much and have a good day. Over to you, Meuna. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kandambi, for that comprehensive overview of the program. And I hope this overview gave an introduction and also an idea as to how the program is going to be, and who you have to contact in any matter in the Slim Business School. Yes, so with that, on behalf of the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, I would like to thank all of the speakers and all of you for joining with us this morning. And we hope today's session has given you a valuable insights into the Certificate in Digital Marketing program and the exciting opportunities that await you in this field of digital marketing. Thank you once again, and we look forward to welcoming you all to the Slim Business School, and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.